I want to share three incidences which are examples of why persisting matters, and when you do that, when you don't take no for an answer, how things can happen, even though on the onset it looks like it may not happen, right? So there were three incidences. So the first one is, I wanted to get one sofa from Furlengo, and the model which I wanted, it has already been rendered out. So I happened to visit one of their stores, and the manager over there said that actually this models, it is only available for purchase, not for rentals, and the model that you see which is already rendered out, that's by mistake or something, and it's very sure that this is not going to come in future for rentals. And I like that model very much, that it was like very minimal, it had a modern design and everything. It was light blue in color and stuff, pastel blue, but anyway, it's not available, right? So we were like, okay, let's figure other options. And I kept on checking this once in a while, even though the manager said that technically it's not available anymore, right? But I kept checking, and what happened is a couple of weeks later, 2-3 weeks later, I guess, once I saw that, and I was thinking, okay, should I order this, etc. And in a couple of hours it is gone. That's when I was like, yeah, that's when I finally walked up to this store, and then later manager mentioned this. Yeah, so after this also I kept on checking, and one fine day it is available, and I immediately booked it. So the case is like, certain things, even though people say no, right, it could happen for you if you have that desire for that, and you also act on it, right? So here I was checking, and that's the action, right? Not just I wanted this, but I kept on checking in the app, in spite of they saying that it's technically impossible. So that's one. And the second one is, it's related to it's a movie. So normally we have this FDFS, right? I mean, people who are like fans of movies, they go for the first day, first show. So I wanted to watch one movie, but I went, by the time I got time to watch that, it happened to be the LDLS, last day last show. So I went there to one of the malls. I guess it is Inox, I guess Inox or PVR, one of those. So 3:45, something like that, is when the show starts. So I'm there in the counter, and the person said that the person executive in the ticketing counter said that, see, we don't have enough people for this show. We will have this show only if there are minimum of 5 or 10 people who will buy the tickets, and as of now it's on 0. I was like, see, I checked your website in Book My Show. In Book My Show the tickets were available, and I assumed the show is happening. That's why I drove for half an hour and came here. I parked also. So you have to screen this. Then the executive kept on saying, no, there's no possibility. Can you wait for 5 minutes? Let's see if somebody else is coming. I waited, right? And then 5 minutes is done. I checked again, and they're like, see, nobody bought the ticket yet, so we may not be able to screen, right? We cannot screen, right? And I was like, see, I asked for the manager, and the manager in the counter came, and then to him I shared this concern, right? And he's like, okay, how much is the charge for the parking? We can reimburse that. Can you ask the security or things like that? And I was just going to ask the security. I was like, okay, see, worst case, what is it? You get the parking fee, right? But that's not the whole point, right? So I was like, and luckily by that time, so I had this immense desire, okay, to watch this movie, yeah, because it's the last day, and I wanted to watch it in this big screen only. So luckily that time, so this manager happened to somehow tell the other manager that, hey, there's this customer, just talk to him. So when I looked at him, so he's like, yeah, how can I help, right? And he was in blazer and everything, and he was actually showing around that facility to some of the other senior managers or some other team who's visiting them. And then he asked me like, okay, what is the issue? And I explained the issue. I was like, see, just badly wanted to see. That's why I took effort to come and see. Today is the last show, right? It's a Thursday, I guess. It is going to change the next day, right? Then he was like, and he he told the other manager. He smiled and told the other manager, yeah, screen it, right? So finally I got a ticket, and then went inside, showed the ticket and went inside, and I was looking at the screen where it is, screening, and then saw that, but they have still, the entrance they have still closed, that. Then I told one of the executives, and one of the other executives inside, they are like, oh, is it screening? I was like, yeah, here's the ticket, right? And then they opened it, and when I entered, it's like already, they're just, it's a pre-ads, session. Already the things were screening, just that they didn't want to, have a formal screening, allow the guests inside if there are less than 5 or 10, right? So that's another incident where this happened. So genuine desire again, yeah. And of course, you are like, you haven't got time to watch this movie, so you're like thinking, oh, when can I go, and finally you are like going, right? So that's another example, yeah. Now the third is this. So in Onam, we have this sadhya, right? So I wanted to give this sadhya for one of the friends who never had sadhya, and of course, like he was not free during that Onam days. And finally, there is one famous caterer, who's very well known for Onam Sadhya in Kerala, and so he's providing such Onam Sadhya in Bengaluru. And and interestingly, this is mostly after the Onam days, till October 21st or something, right? Every Saturday and Sunday you'll get Onam Sadhya if you want. So I had checked with them earlier via WhatsApp, and then they were like, yeah, these are the dates, you will get that and everything. And so one of the weekends I reached out to them, and they are like, oh no, it's not there this weekend, maybe you can book for the next weekend, right? So in order to confirm that booking, so I have already invited this friend to come this Sunday, and I called them right after he also confirming that. I called this people to book for the Satya, right? And then they are like, no, it's not. How many you want? So I was like, see, 3-4, right? That's the only need. They're like, no, this is only available for bulk orders. I asked, okay, what does bulk orders means? Like, so they're like, okay, 200, 300. This is primarily meant for housing societies. And I was like, oh, okay. So for 3-4, it's not possible. They're like, it's not possible, right? It's like, okay, that was unexpected. But I didn't inform the friend like, okay, hey, we are cancelling the plan, right? Because they are not doing this. Instead, I thought, okay, maybe there are some other providers, and I had heard of another place as well where Sadhya is provided. So I also called them up, and they were also like, yeah, now we only take catering orders, minimum 50 etc. is needed, right? And the previous Sadhya that was only available during that Onam weekend, those days. So then I was like, okay, that option is also not there. But I wanted to because we've been planning giving this Sadhya to this friend for quite a long while, and I have their number, the same folks who said that it's only available only for housing societies. So I just messaged them, we just need 4-5 or like 3-4, and a couple of paisams as well. So paisam as in the kheer, right? So they have adda kheer, then there is palada, which is like milk kheer, very tasty ones. And I just messaged, and to the same number, okay, to the same number, they said that it's not available. I just messaged, and then they said, if you can pick up, we can arrange it. Yeah. So I was like, awesome. Yeah. So I was like, yeah. Where is the pickup? So it's from a place which is near. So I was like, yeah, this is good. Then I asked, okay, so how much of paisam, right, this kheer, will be there in each of the sadhya? So we are ordering 4, and So we are ordering 4, and in each of the sadhya, how much of payasams you'll have. So they said it's like 250 ml each of the payasam, right? So normally in a sadhya, like one like half liter 500 ml means like that's like 3 or 4 cups, and 250 ml, that wouldn't suffice for 4 people to have enough of payasam. At least you should be having 1 or 2 cups of payasam for each sitting of the sadhya. So I just asked, see, can you make it 500 each? And they agreed, right? And on top of that, we are also ordering. So normally they charge for this gear extra, other than this 250, right? It will be extra for that if we go for this half liter. So the case being something which I thought in each of these 3 cases, right? Which is like 100% no. The first one, the Furlengo one, it's like totally impossible. That's what the manager explained. The second case, the movie, yeah, it's like already 2 no's, right? From the ticket counter executive, the manager over there, and it got a yes from the third, the senior manager, right? And of course, it's totally luck, right? Because I didn't have any control over there. I just had this desire, right? Oh, I need to watch this movie because today is the last day, right, to watch that. Yeah, of course, I was like patient to wait, because anyway you ended up there, why not just wait for that extra 5 minutes, etc., right? The same with that, the Furlengo, the sofa, right? Just waiting, and then it happened. Got lucky. In the case of this sadhya, again the same thing, right? 1 no in the phone, then checked with another caterer, again no. There are no more sadhyas available these days in Bengaluru. After that Onam, it's been like some 2-3 weeks since Onam is over, right? Maybe a month. But again, got lucky. So the takeaway is that it's possible. Believe in it's possible, and don't take no for an answer. And the third is, you don't get what you don't ask for, right? You may not get all that you ask for, but it's for certain and it's for sure that you are definitely not going to get, in most cases, what you don't ask for. So always think it's possible. Never take no for an answer, and always ask for what you want to have. Yeah. So that's the interesting story. I'm sure that you all will be having a lot of stories like this to share. I'll be happy to learn more about those stories, and if you're also in, maybe you can also do a jam around it. Cheers. Have a great day. It's possible.